Breaking news this afternoon, there was a fair bit of it today. China and Russia have released a statement officially condemning AUKUS. Let's bring in my defence and national security expert now, Lincoln Parker. Link, great to see you.
G'day, Erin.
No real surprises there, but what do you think they hope to achieve by putting out this statement, which you have gone through fairly carefully?
Well, it's a very long statement and it was released about an hour ago following Putin's visit to Beijing to see his erstwhile and no-limits partner. And what they've done is they have said, quote unquote, they are deepening their strategic relationship. And so there's a complete laundry list of everything that they agree upon, and that is including Taiwan. And they say to unify Taiwan, although Taiwan has never been a part of the People's Republic of China. And of course, Ukraine, and China is backing Russia with Ukraine. And then a whole lot of other things, including going against AUKUS because they don't like anybody fighting back against their tyranny. And so this is just another new axis of danger. And it is incumbent upon Prime Minister Albanese, who has been negligent with the Australian public, to tell everyone in Australia just how dangerous the world is, and indeed our region, and that's not happening.
Speaking of the world, a new leader in Singapore and a lot of world leaders sending their congratulations, but there was one missing.
Well, you would have thought that the Prime Minister of Australia would welcome the new Prime Minister in Singapore, but he left that up to the Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, to do it. She put out something on Twitter. Immediately you saw a lot of pushback saying, why isn't the Prime Minister making these sorts of announcements? Because that's what he should be doing. It's a little bit of a foreign policy faux pas. And, you know, we've really got to do better than that when they are a key ally, strategic ally. We do a lot of trade with them. We import over 12,000 megalitres of petroleum from or through and from Singapore. And come on, you've got to be able to manage your foreign policy better than this. And, you know, Prime Minister Albanese is not doing a good job.
Speaking of, it feels like physically and in cyberspace, we are not particularly safe at the moment. We're having boats, it seems, arriving more and more frequently, plus big companies being attacked and what are they called when they ransom
ransomware? Yeah. Well, so we've seen 17 boat arrivals occur into Australia since the Albanese government had been elected, and we've just seen another 3 arrive this week. And so all of this stuff about, you know, we're going to stop the boats. Well, we know that the Albanese government has cut the offshore patrol vessel force by 50%. That's half. So that's taking a lot of offshore patrol vessels that would be used to stop the boats.
And I note they do say when a boat arrives, well, it's a really big border.
Yeah.
We know that.
Well, that's right.
So increase then if we need it.
Indeed. And we have surveillance planes and we have, you know, offshore patrol vessels, well, other than the ones that he's taken out. And so he's not doing his job in terms of securing our borders whatsoever.
Talk to me about the budget. We saw Jim Chalmers hand down on Tuesday a reply last night from Peter Dutton. What did you make in terms of, we heard electricity bills, energy bills, cost of living, etc., etc. What about defence, national security in the most challenging strategic time in 80 years?
Well, exactly. So it's a little bit of a reverse Robin Hood, this budget, because, look, there is $0 in it for aged pensioners. There's $0 in it for new home buyers. And look, you're never going to own a home if you're a young person. Look, forget that. You're just going to be a renter for the rest of your life. And there's $0 new money in it for defence. Everything is pushed out on, you know, over the forward estimates for the end of the decade, at least into the 2030s. And we talk about this all the time, is pulling money out of defence and putting it in other places. So it's really not a good budget for the country. It's going to increase inflation and it does nothing to secure our safety.